let's do it.
Okay, about the documentary, you just released a documentary called The Invisible Force.
Yes.
So it's a really beautiful documentary regarding your experience going to Ukraine and also to shed light on what's going on there. For me, it's pretty interesting because you try to show it through the eyes of an artist, of a musician. It's pretty different from other documentaries. So I want to know who had the idea to create.
Well, the thing was that we were approached by a company in the Netherlands to make a documentary about the band because we're already like 30 years together. And so they said like, oh, would you be interested to make a documentary? And we said, well, no, not yet, maybe never, I don't know, but not in this moment in time because it doesn't feel like well, something we wanted to pay attention to yet, and felt like there's more other things that are more important to talk about what's happening in the world. And the other hand was like, it did open up our minds about a documentary, but then in a different way that we said, like, we would like to make a documentary about what we're doing right now, and that is going to the Ukraine very soon, doing the festival at the time, which is a year ago at this moment. And so maybe we can, take you along with us as makers of a documentary to see what we're going to do during this trip and the people that we're going to meet, and see this whole trip through the eyes of the Ukrainian people, like how it is to live in a country that is in war. So and that's how it came about. So yeah, because of the fact they asked us to do a documentary about our career, we said like, nah. But this is something we might want to do. And then they said, okay, this is interesting. Let's do it.
You also went there to play at Atlas Festival. So I want to know, do you have any plans to release the concert in the future?
Well, it wasn't filmed like that. It was mainly filmed for the documentary only. It was already difficult to get enough images for the documentary because there was only one camera, a professional camera, with us to film it, and he had to be all over the place filming the audience at the same time as me. So we even used content of fans that were in the audience that actually gave us permission to use it for the documentary, which I'm really happy about. Otherwise, we could not have made that complete image of what we have done so far.
Okay, in case you guys haven't seen yet, the documentary is only 23 minutes long. It's pretty short. And
Yeah,
it has subtitles in several languages, so you can
many
watch.
languages. Oh, you're also in your language. It's also
Yes,
there. So
exactly. Yes,
to make it easier. Yeah, exactly.
yes, you can watch and like and share with your family and friends. And I'm not giving spoiler for the document, so you guys can go there. But there is also a performance of a song from the Atlas Festival, so you guys will love it too. And now we can talk about the new song, "Sing Like a Siren" with Jerry Heil. Who had
Yes.
the idea for the concept of the song?
Well, the song you mean in general, or how we met?
No, no, the song, like
The song.
the
Okay.
nature
Well,
concept.
yeah, of course. Well, I think we both like very much folk kind of music, and I really love the song of Jerry with the other lady singer that she was on stage with. And so I said to her, I really love the song. And she said, well, we can send each other ideas. But she came up already with a brilliant piece for an idea. And from that point, we just started sending ideas to each other from that moment on, because it was spot on and it had already that Ukrainian vibe. Yeah. So that's how it started.
So it was quite a mix of you've done before and what she's been doing
Yeah, also, and
together.
the funny thing is that we've both done a lot of other things, and for us, it goes back a little bit how we started with Invitation with Mother Earth. Not Mother Earth was, of course, the second album, but also with a lot of folk in there. And for her, she sometimes does pop music, and then she is doing this kind of music, and she does all kinds of stuff. And she's very open she's not like only making one kind of music, but is trying out a lot of stuff at the same time. So I was really happy to see that she's so diverse, and yeah, that makes her a very all-round kind of musician.
Yes. Yesterday you released the music video. I've watched it and it's pretty beautiful. And I also want to tell you that, at least for me, one of the strengths of Within Temptation is your acting skills. Once you told me that
Oh,
you
that's the first time I heard that.
really,
Never heard that before. No, nobody said I could
seriously,
act.
oh my God,
No. Oh, well, thank you very much.
but seriously, and when you are in the music video, it makes things even better. You once told me that Within Temptation is a storyteller band, and
Yes, it is.
when you sing, you have this ability to express the lyrics of the song just with your singing skills. And also when you are on stage and also on music videos. So thinking about this music video and you sing also the Fool's Parade music video with you there, it's pretty awesome to see you again and singing and showing your acting skills. You told me that this is the first time you've listened to this, but I've been listening to Within Temptation since 2007, and what I've heard from people from other fandoms is that Within Temptation, especially during the symphonic metal era, you guys were the band with the best videography in comparison to other bands because your music videos are pretty good, and I am sure you are the main reason for this
Oh,
because
wow.
acting skills are seriously is pretty good.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know, I had also a lot of help from a lot of talented people to make the videos as they have become. But the thing is, I think maybe what comes across is like if I hear the music and I feel the lyrics and I just forget my surroundings, then I'm not really actually not even acting. I'm just going into the music like I would be on stage, you know. And I saw the similar thing with Jerry actually. She went into it like feeling the music, and that is something I think we have a lot in common. But it's but I thank you for the compliment.
No problem. And you're also writing the next album. Can you tell us a little bit about the concept if you have an idea? Because I was wondering, now you've brought the nature concept back, and I was wondering maybe they are going back to the Mother Earth era vibe or something like that.
It's going to be old and new packed together in a very strange way, to be honest. So it's going to be very old and very new. So and then so it will never be exactly how Mother Earth ever was, but it has maybe some grasping back to certain things. But I'm not sure yet how it's going to turn out because we're still in the trying out phase of how things will sound. But there's a lot of cool stuff coming up, and yeah, so I'm happy where it's going. And but you know, I know that everybody, especially in certain countries, you know, people are really in love with that album. And for me, it was a special album as well, for many different reasons. But you know, we're trying out new stuff again, but in a very different way, and there might be some flavor of Mother Earth there as well, of course. Yeah, yeah.
But in terms of lyrics, do you have an idea on whether?
No, that because you know I'm already writing lyrics as well together with Robert, but it's not sure yet which direction we're going. It depends also on what kind of emotion you have and what kind of things are triggering you when you're in the studio. So at the moment, it's very uncertain which direction it goes because we do have lyrics yet already, but it's not finished. And sometimes we just throw it all away at the end and then just start writing a new kind of lyric. So it depends a little bit on how it will turn out. It's too early to say. I'm sorry.
Yes, no
I
problem.
know you want to have something, but it's not there yet.
No, actually, I don't
No,
want
no,
to
okay,
have
okay,
something
no, no,
from
no,
the
okay.
new album yet, but I'll explain why in a little bit.
Okay,
Um,
no problem.
for Bleed Out, you released some certain singles and then you put them together into the album. Do you plan to do this again for the next one?
No, actually, the plan is, but you know, never pin me down to that one that I say now because it can always change. But at the moment, we don't think we're going to do that exactly that same way. There's going to be a lot of featurings with other bands in the next well next months and next year. But it's more me featuring with other people than vice versa. And on the other hand, yeah, no, that's it actually. So.
Okay. So last year you came to Latin America for festivals,
Mhm.
almost 10 years apart.
Yeah, way too late. I know.
Yes, including the sold out solar concert in Mexico and also the headline concert in Brazil. Not only that, you had an European tour for Bleed Out, and now the reason why I don't want anything from the new album yet, can you expect a North America and Latin America Bleed Out tour maybe next year?
Well, not a bleed out tour, but maybe in combination, yeah, maybe in combination with something, a new album, but I'm not sure if it's going to be next year or maybe the year after that. So it depends a little bit because we really want to focus on new album right now and not sure when it's going to be finished. Want to make a lot of cool videos for it before anything gets released. So everything is set and then we can tour as long as we want and everywhere we want. So.
Okay. So we won't have a Bleed Out tour here in Latin America?
No, because the Bleed tour was the last tour already. That's way past the
The
last time.
festivals, so the festivals were already considered as Bleed Out tour?
Well, I think that the Bleed tour has been already ended here in Europe now,
Europe?
and we've been to Europe, to South America as well. But we want to come back, of course, and then do a proper tour. But at this moment, it's more like we want to have some new songs also ready, and maybe a new album, or maybe before the new album comes out. I'm not sure yet. To get warmed up and to get you all, and then of course, if it becomes before the album comes out, we can still do, of course, a lot of songs of the Bleed Out tour album.
Okay, the reason why I'm asking you this is because I don't think European fans have this idea, but Brazil is a huge country. I live in the capital of the closest state to Europe, so right above in Brazil, and the distance between my city and São Paulo, which is the city that most artists go to do concerts, is greater than the distance between Lisbon and Amsterdam. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
how, yes, so that's how Brazil is really
Yeah,
huge.
it's a huge country you're living
Yeah.
in. Exactly.
So when you came to Latin America to do festivals, I think most people were wondering, oh, maybe they're going to Europe and then they will return to with a Bleed Out tour here in Latin America
Yeah,
with
yeah,
our concert
exactly.
and
No,
visit our
unfortunately,
city.
yeah, unfortunately. But no, that's why we would like to come back with another tour. But then also there needs to be a lot of, the bookers also need to be there on board with us. It's like to make a nice and proper tour for us there. That everything is how we can plan it in a proper way this time. So, but last time we loved it, and also the shows that we did were like for us, like okay, we've been away for way too long, and people still even know who we are,
Yeah.
which we were surprised by because 10 years is a long time. Of course, you guys are always doing a great job with your fan page, and so we know there's a lot of people still, that know us more or less, of course, but we also didn't know yet, it's been a while, so we had to test it also a bit like, okay, how much, love is there for with invitation still, and it's still there. So it's for us a reason to come back, of course.
Yes, I think here in Latin America, people tend to support artists that visit us more. So I
Yeah.
was actually surprised too when you were here and got a sold out concert and the headline concert. I also, can I tell you a secret? Don't tell anyone.
Of course.
Everybody
No, no,
close
no,
your ears.
nobody.
I received I received a message from other fandoms and people who were there at the festival, and they told me, George, I'm really surprised because people are singing with withintemptation more than they were singing with my favorite band. So people are singing
Oh,
way
really?
louder with withintemptation, and I had no idea they were this popular here in Brazil. And I was like, yeah, I think because they were far from here for 10 years, people are actually underestimating your popularity here in Latin America. I think when you return with a solo tour, you might have a great surprise here.
Yeah, well, we were surprised as well that people were singing along so loudly and still knowing so many songs also. But it was a very pleasant and positive experience for us. So, like I said, yeah, we'll definitely come back, and hopefully with a proper tour if we can get everybody on board. So, yeah, that would be great.
I can also give you an advice. And during these recent years, I know touring in Latin America is pretty tiring, and you hate travel by plane. I know that. And artists, when they come here, they are splitting the tour. So Brazil, you visit more cities, and also Mexico, you visit more cities. So they put like Mexico and a few countries, then you return home to rest, and you return to Brazil and a few more countries. Yeah, that's how
Well, the
people
thing
are
is,
doing now.
that's a smart idea if you don't mind flying. But I hate flying, so I'm already like, yay, I'm on the other side of the pond, and then I'm like, just
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
not to have being to be. And it's a lot of airplanes, of course, always in South America that we take, and but it's that's also one of the reasons that I found it sometimes difficult to come over to a different part of the world, because also Australia was like a huge thing for me, like also a test to go there, because I'm such a chicken, on board. Like I don't know if you saw the A Team when you were younger. Do you know the series The A Team with B.A. Baracus?
No, I don't.
There's this tough guy, and they had to drug him before they got him on the plane.
Oh my God.
That was always the joke of the series. Anyway, I feel a little bit like B.A. Baracus. They always have to talk into me like, Sharon, you're gonna be fine. And okay, okay. And then I feel an idiot like telling you this, but it's I'm really. But I must say that Australia went pretty okay. And so maybe it's just a way of which airplane, which air company you fly with, also how comfortable you feel with things. But yeah, it's of course the most safe way to still travel instead of cars and those kind of things. But they can tell me 1,000 times and I will never believe them. But
Yes.
but anyway, I'm doing my best, and hopefully we'll be coming to you guys soon again.
I think people are actually splitting the tour because you can put more days between each concert. So maybe 1 day, 2 days, you
Yeah,
can do that.
and also have some time off in the country itself and enjoy that as well, and come and take a breath. Also, yeah, that's true. That's also an option for sure.
Yes. And now I'm going to skip to the questions fans have sent before.
Okay.
Let's start. I think I have, let me see. Yeah, 15 questions here. I think we have time. Victor said he traveled from Brazil to Amsterdam only to see you on Worlds Collide tour. And he wanna know how was the experience of touring with Evanescence. I remember you and Amy were both ill during that time, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
You
what?
you and Emily were both ill, sick
Oh
during
yeah.
that time?
Well, I was a little bit before her, and then she became ill. It was actually the most relaxed tour that I've ever done because there was a lot of off days in between, and so we had a lot of time to see cities and to meet up with each other, and so it was a very relaxed tour. But it's always winter time. It's always dangerous, and still, it's still a lot of performing and exercise with your with your body, and especially your throat, and late nights, and getting up and trying to stay fit. And I don't even drink anymore, so I'm trying to stay fit also in that way, especially during a tour. It's like, just want to give the best you have. And I think, but sometimes, elements are against you, and you still get a flu because you're with a lot of people on tour. And that's, of course, always a risk. But in the end, I was able to do every show. Unfortunately, I think she missed only one, but we managed to still perform, even they weren't there in Poland. But yeah, well, I think people still enjoyed the show very much. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had
Did
to fix
you
it like that.
did you have time to maybe go out together or something like that?
Yeah, we did. There was a lot of Christmas fairs, and at a certain point, we met up to have glühwein and go through the Christmas fairs and buy stuff for home, and we did that all together, and it was really fun. So we did meet up outside where it was possible, but but also took our time to have that break from everybody constantly being around you, because it's a big group of people constantly traveling with each other, and to have a little bit time off is also very important. But we did meet up, and it was fun. Yeah.
Can imagine. Luis, you want to know which female pop singers do you like? I'm gonna help him. I think he's considering those from USA and UK, those huge ones. I know you love Mariah Carey, right? Because you used to sing her songs back in the
Well,
day.
I grew up with her music in a way that I was fascinated. How could she sing all those notes, And she was like Steve Vai for me. Like the guys I knew then that I was hanging out with, they were all like, going doing the Steve Vai thing, and then how much can I stretch my fingers? And I was more like, much can I stretch my vocal cords? But Mariah Carey is a tough cookie to sing along with, and only with a lot of practice I could reach those notes. But then my mom would watch go around the corner like going like this, like this, like going like this. Oh my God, did you just do that? And said yes, and then I repeated it. I would repeat it many, 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 many times, and then as long as I could reach the note, and they said, "Okay, I'm driving my parents crazy," and then maybe singing it 10 times to finally get the only last one correct. But still, no mirrors were breaking, unfortunately. But it was cool to practice with her. It's not really the music style that I listened to or grew up with, but she was like a hero for me, singing wise. Yeah.
But besides Mariah, do you have anyone else who do you like?
Janis Joplin, Dolly Parton, Olivia Newton-John. So many, of course. Heart, amazing vocalist, but an amazing band as well. Also instrumentalists, like Sheila E. behind the drums of Prince. I thought it was cool to see a woman behind the drums and playing, so cool, and totally different music. But I just like a good song is a good song. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be metal or folk. It just needs to be something that touches your heart and soul, and then it's a good song. My favorite band was Nirvana. While growing up, I was an angry teenager, I guess, in a way, at least as I look back on it. And they were the perfect music for me to get my anger out and just jump around the house, and when I needed to. And just expressing myself, learning to express myself, and so there are many heroes that I have, but unfortunately, a lot of them are already dead. And but I have so many more that I admire. At the moment, I'm a huge fan, which is not metal at all, but I love the vocal. I love the band Nothing But Thieves, especially because of his vocals, because it just touches and resonates with me very much. And not it's not it's sometimes just songs that I really particularly like by people that they make. And Black Sabbath was always a band that I liked a lot. Type Negative. So there's many bands that I like for different reasons and for different styles. And I think how With Invitation got their mixture of influences also because everybody in the band loved so many different kind of music. The boys were into Iron Maiden and Marillion, and so yeah, if you mix it all and that can dance, then you get With Invitation a little bit.
True. Actually, Luis, real question was, which female pop singer would you collab with? But I know your answer. You always answer like, no, we create a song and then we say,
Yeah, but that's really the
someone.
truth because that's the most. You don't write songs for another
Yeah,
person just to say, "Can we make a song together?" No,
yeah,
it needs to have the purpose of the song, and that's true. So I don't have a list of people. I'm going to sing
yeah,
with that person or that person. No,
yeah,
no, it needs to go in a natural way. And luckily for us, we had so many great collaborations so far. From Jerry Heil, for instance, which is from a different corner again that nobody expected us to do, and for her maybe also that she thought like that's completely in a different kind of style. But magic just happens sometimes when you just meet each other in the middle and love each other's music. So
yeah. He wanna know this because his favorite rock metal singer is you, but his favorite pop singer is Lady Gaga, also mine.
oh, you're
And he
oh
was
really?
and he was actually like, oh, I
She's
hope he
amazing,
is.
definitely.
Yeah, he was actually
Oh
like,
yes, of
oh, I
course,
hope he
yes.
says Lady Gaga and etc. And let's see.
Well, I love Lady Gaga as well. She's brilliant. Of course she is. Yeah, yeah. But there's so many, talented people out there, but yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you never know how things will roll, or how things will meet up each other. Yeah.
Yes. And last time you had a difficult questions that was your favorite Within Temptation album, and you
Mhm.
answered it was Resist and Mother Earth. I
Yeah.
actually thought you wouldn't answer that question. And I have now a even more difficult one
Oh,
from
thanks.
Luciano. You wanna know your favorite Within Temptation song? If you don't wanna answer, you can skip, but
Oh no, but it changes every time. But
ice
let me
cream.
think of it. Yeah, no, not ice cream. No,
No ice cream.
no, not ice cream. No, we played that so many times. Of course, it was a favorite for a long time for me, but not at the moment. Shit, I'm so bad at titles as well, even our own songs. But I think, oh God, let me check 1 second because I can't get to the title of it.
Oh
Ooh,
my God.
one
I
second.
can't believe this.
I have to look at the book.
Guys, this was actually she trying to promote
Where I like where at the moment my favorite song "Worth Dying For."
Birth Dying. Oh, you say that, but you haven't seen that song yet, live?
No, we haven't sung it yet, and it's not going to be on the list in the future, in the near future anyway. But maybe in the further away future, maybe we will come to your country, and
Oh, I actually play Silent Love too. People were actually sending me questions. Ask her to sing Silent Love, please.
oh, Silent Love.
Yes, I think it's one of
Um,
the fans' favorite from this
oh,
album.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
I think it's because it's pretty different right away. This gothic, quite
Yeah, it
gothic
is. It
vibe.
has a very darkness, a big darkness to it. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Eins, zwei, drei, vier. La, 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 la. What was it again? Let me see. Oh, I didn't put that in. Um,
Oh no, but you don't need to sing it now. I'm
oh
actually
no, no.
talking
Okay,
about
yeah, no,
the
I wasn't
content.
going to, but I was thinking like, how's the lyrics going
But
on?
if you
Because
want
we
to,
haven't played that live either. You do it once, and then for an album, then it's like, oh my God.
we actually need to schedule an interview to talk about Bleed Out because I'm giving you a little bit of a spoiler. I love this album so much. It went right into my top three in within
Oh,
temptation.
really? Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, it's also my top three.
Yes, it's actually quite surprising for me because I tend to take a little bit to love within temptation songs. Let me give you an example. Edge of the World. When I listened to it for the first time, I was actually, oh, this song is quite strange. I might wait for the next song from the album. But with Wireless, I got instant love for the song and also for this album. I feel like each song could actually be a single. All of them are really strong, and even those you haven't sung yet. So it went right into my top three.
Oh, wow. I must say that Wireless is maybe my second choice for favorite song of everything we made so far. Yeah.
We
So,
need to
but yeah,
schedule
Wireless is
another.
also in my it's also in my top five at least.
Yeah, we need to schedule another interview to talk about it because I
Yeah, it's
really
good.
love
Yeah,
it.
that's good.
Um, Leandro wanna know if you knew about the story of our farewell Fitaria. I don't know if you know this, but back in the days, it was quite hard to find Within Temptation albums to buy here. So
Yeah.
people used to download songs from the internet, and when you released Mother Earth, the live album, people used to share it as if it were our farewell Fitaria. So
Oh, really?
throughout the years, many people used to believe that it was actually Taria singing with you.
Really? Oh, I didn't
When
know that. Oh, that's so
Mm,
funny. I just got a text from her, by the way, saying, "Oh, I miss you. We're in South America."
yeah, yeah, she is.
That's really sweet. But that might be something we could do actually. Maybe do one day if there is a possibility to it. I would love to do that with her because she can sing that really operatic kind of part. That would be lovely, actually.
Yes. And also here in Brazil, we have a really famous pop singer called Sandy. I don't know if you ever heard about her, but she's sung with metal band Angra,
Oh,
and
really? Oh, cool.
also from the operatic vibe, she sang with Andrea Bocelli
Oh,
a
wow.
few years ago. And here in Brazil, for the metal scene outside within Temptation fandom, because your voices are pretty similar, especially during the Silent Force era. So
Oh,
people
wow.
call her the Brazilian Sharon, and people call you the
Ah,
metal Sandy. Yes,
Sandy, but Sandy, how do you write it? S-A-N-D.
the word no Y at the end. Sand Y.
Oh, why? Okay.
I will put the video here in the interview, a little bit of her singing with Angra,
Oh,
but
you should
it's
send it
very
to us. I'm very curious. I've never heard of her before, but it's going to be interesting.
yes. But you can, if you search Angra and Sandy on YouTube,
Oh, yeah, Angra, I can check out, of course. Yes, of course. Of course, I will.
and people were asking me, Rafael and Jean Petrucci and Felinto want me to talk about her to you.
Hoje eu acordei sem pressa, deixei a janela aberta, vi a vida tão repleta de amanhecer. She puts us to sleep in her light will awake. We're part of the story, no one's to stay.
Next question. Oh, guys, if I don't know how to pronounce your names, I'm sorry. I have some Dutch names here. Babs and Anya. And also, Hernani, they want to know if there will be another Teacher 2 in the future.
A what?
Teacher 2, like the Sanctuary 2 you've done a few years ago. Like they
Oh,
had,
theater tour. Oh, the
yeah,
theater tour. Yes, of course. Well, it was fun doing that at the time. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that again. I'd rather personally, I'd rather do a tour with, Black Christmas, because I enjoyed that very much, doing the covers and our own music, and then all, dressed up, and everybody had to come in with a dress code.
Mm.
I actually love that so much, and I would love to do that someday, like more in more countries. That would be a dream of me, but it's kind of difficult because not everybody believes always in the concept until you've proven it over and over and over again. So, but it's something I would love to do and try out. But that's something that's always on my bucket list still. But the theater tour, yeah, maybe we can do some acoustic set there within that as well. It's
Yeah.
always up for for an idea.
Actually, when you think about the pop side of industry and people talk about Christmas, they always relate to Mariah Carey because she used to release a song for Christmas. And you guys were conquering that on the metal side because of Black Christmas.
Black
And I
Christmas,
have no
yeah.
idea why you stopped doing that. You could also do like a live stream because fans from all around the world love to go to a concert like that, and we we would pay for a live stream ticket.
Yes, of course. Um, I better come over to your country, do the show there. That would be cool. But yeah, it's well, I don't know why we stopped, but there we have so many different things that come up during writing songs, and sometimes you want to focus more on writing a new album. Then Corona came, of course. That's also been a big problem. And so that's one of the reasons we didn't do it anymore. But it's you're bringing up a lot of good ideas, so I'll process that.
You can hire me for giving you
Yeah.
ideas.
Actually, I would actually. It was unfortunately you live so far away. I think you would be a great content maker and a lot, and also a good idea. Brain. How do you say that? Brain. Well, bringing up ideas.
I can always come up and also visit you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, let me see the next one.
I do have, I'm running a little bit out of time, to be honest,
Yes,
because I have a dinner date with Robert in like 6 minutes, actually,
yeah.
because we are going to have dinner because we are 7 years together.
Oh my
This
God.
few days ago, and we didn't get around to getting a nice dinner together, so we
Yeah,
have a
and you have
reservation.
like 3 minutes
So,
here. Yeah, three remaining minutes.
sorry.
You have like 3 remaining minutes here.
Oh,
So,
okay, no
yeah.
problem. Yeah, okay.
I think let me go to the last one. Um, do you have any news for My Indigo? Like plan to release an album, a new album in the future?
Um, Not directly, but as we are using also a bit of the influences of my indigo for the new things we are doing now, are trying out. Never say never. I'm not sure. We have to see where it goes with this album and how much will remain left from that, because I could use that maybe for something like my indigo. And but like I said, it's very unsure what we're doing at the moment, in meaning like what kind of direction we're going with our music, because we're trying a lot of crazy stuff at the moment, and it really goes in a very cool way. But I still need to process if it's going to work as fast as we hope it is. Just working on a completely new kind of style of withintemptation, actually, as we speak. So
I actually have a theory, and you tell me if I'm correct or not. But I know if you wanted to release a solo album, you'd put your own name on it, but you didn't do it for My Indigo. And I have this theory that in your mind, you might have an idea that in the future, if you want to release your solo career, it will not sound like that. So that's why you didn't use your own name this time.
Yes, and I wanted to have it a fair chance in a way. Maybe it wasn't so smart to do it not underneath my own name, but I think Sharon den Adel sounds so, it doesn't, my indigo sounds immediately like a concept, like meaning like it gives immediate pictures in your mind. It's more imaginary what the music could be about. My indigo talks about the hardships in life, and especially that. And I think it felt more it felt really correct to do it that way at that time, but I don't think it was the smartest choice I made. But I still stand behind my indigo, the name, 100%, because I think it fits really with the music also, because it's so different from Wood Invitation, and otherwise it would be connected completely again to Wood Invitation, and I just wanted to have a chance to do something completely different at the time.
Yes. So that's it. Thank you, Sharon, for being with me once again.
You're welcome, no problem.
I
Well,
hope
we need to do this after the summer maybe, and then again, if you would like, and then we
yeah,
can have a catch-up interview about
yeah.
how things are going at that time, if you like.
Yes, of course, and talk about Bleed Out too.
Yes, okay, but all the questions, just bring it on.
I couldn't go to the festival, but next time you're here, I'll definitely be there and we
I'm gonna
can.
hold you to that.
Okay. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye and have a nice dinner.
Yeah, thank you
Bye.
very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.